The transatlantic slave trade was a basic shaping force of Brazilian society. When Brazil became independent in 1822 from Portugal, the slave trade was perhaps the major activity in the country's economy because it involved so much structure and capital investment and so on and so forth. And then when independence came, Brazil was very much dependent, as Portugal was, of the British. And in exchange for the recognition of Brazilian independence, the British more or less forced Brazil to sign treaties in which the country would stop participating in the slave trade in a number of years. But then in the 1830s, there was a law. Then the Brazilian Parliament enacted a law in 1831 abolishing the slave trade. But the slave trade continued as contraband, first in small numbers. But then when coffee picks up in the mid-1830s, Brazil starts importing again a huge number of Africans illegally enslaved. They came as contraband because there was a law prohibiting the slave trade. So it's kind of dramatic that right after independence, because of the illegality of the slave trade, the national state and the institutions of the national state are formed in the context of these large, very important operation of bringing contraband, enslaving people illegally. This meant an incredible legacy in Brazilian history in terms of the conditions in which people of African descent have been always treated there, and the difficulties to overcome the legacy of slavery.